In the previous example, we were showing dimensioning in the plan view. Here's an elevation view of part of a design. And what I want to look at now is applying dimensions in the sort of vertical plane. Before we start, you can see a dimension's been applied here. If we select it, you can see that its style is called 5 Sensors. That's the name of the design studio here. But you may notice down here the measurement. The actual length of that line is 397.13, but there's been a text override of 400 millimeters. And I think the same applies to this one here, where the measurement is 5 millimeters out. It's 795. Now, that's not the way we like to dimension in gCADPlus. Let's take those out and try dimensioning again. So we have a dimension style set. We have our dimension toolbar here. We can float it. So we're going to use a linear dimension, and we're going to snap using the snaps. We're going to snap to the end of that post and then down to the base intersection. And as we pull away and line it up, we get our new dimension going in. I'll leave it in red so that you can see clearly. I need to click the middle and just drag down so my dimension sits in the middle there, and I could fiddle with the dimension and change it and make it run vertically, the dimension text, if we like. You will notice if we compare my new dimension with the existing one that the offset from the object being dimensioned is not appropriate. We want a bigger offset. We can fix that easily in a moment. But the key issue is that this now measures 800. There is no text override, so you should try and avoid using an override. Let's put the next one in from there to the base of that line there and come across there and put it in position. So there, our dimension's gone in, and you can see what happened, 399.28. And again, that shouldn't happen if we delete that one, because if we select that line there, you can see that line is exactly 400. What that means is that I didn't pick the endpoint correctly. So let's try again, and we use snap. Be a bit careful here because we may well have picked the endpoint of some other object, but that's the correct endpoint. And this point here, just come in a bit, and we now have the correct endpoint. Can you see the number is now showing at 400? So there's our dimensions accurately done without any overrides. Now what we'd like to do is to fix up this offset. So it's dimension style. Our style is called 5 Sensors, and it's in the geometry here. We want the offset from the origin a lot more than 3 units or 3 millimeters. We'd probably want it more like 300. So we can try that and see how it goes, and it jumps back out. And I'm relatively happy with that. It lines up reasonably well with the earlier ones. I won't bother changing the color or whatever because I'm trying to make a point here. So the key issue is always let your dimensions come from the model, because that's an act. If it doesn't give you the number you expect, don't do the overrides, because you're trying to create an accurate model. You want, if necessary, to be able to send this model out to, say, a laser cutter, and you want things cut out of metal to your design. So it has to be accurate, very, very accurate.